You meet so many different people, and they have the same issues worldwide. I've met a lot of Canadians that have the same issue. Californians, the Hoopa Nation is camped right below us, and they've had the water issues. They've also had the nuclear waste dumping issues. And so they have come a long ways to help us. So we are one people, and we must remember that. The thing that made me notice Iowa was, I believe, what is her name? Hazel. You are the person that I saw on Facebook, and you are the one that made me realize we're not in this fight alone. And you're an elder, and that is so awesome to see an elder come forth and stand for the Iowans. That is a very, very powerful image, and I salute you.
Dakota Access, when this first was announced and they tried to contact us, what struck me all the time is they never once called my mother-in-law or wrote her a letter saying we would like to meet with you. Instead, the land agent would show up unannounced at her door. The other day I went out and walked the land. They just dug the trench. They hadn't put the pipe in the ground. So I went out there to take a couple pictures of it. Okay? And at the end of the road, there was some guy there, and he said, "I prefer if you don't take pictures of it." I said, "Sir, who are you?" And he said, "Well, I'm private security for Dakota Access." This was a private hired security guy, and he was armed. He had a stun gun. Man, you're taking this overboard. But anyway, that's I think that was a form of intimidation to me. The other thing is, and this is I heard from another landowner here in Boone County. He told me a story the other day that he was driving down the public road, and one of the road workers said, "Don't drive on this road." And it was the landowner. He was just driving on his road. So he called the attorney, and the attorney said, "Call the sheriff, tell him." And anyway, but that was a form of intimidation. And then I go back to way when this process started. I attempted to negotiate with Dakota Access in what I thought was good faith. We tried to negotiate with Dakota Access to try to get the valve site moved from her site, off of her site, because she looks at her house and what she look at, the valve site. So I was trying to get some of the terms of the easement changed to be a little bit more fair-sided or two-sided instead of totally one-sided. Dakota Access would never even consider that. All they wanted to do was talk about, let's talk money first. And they didn't want to take the time to negotiate with us about the location of the valve or the terms of the easement. Although their words say they are a good corporate citizen, in reality their actions are, they're a bully, they're a corporate bully. And that's what the landowners are dealing with, is a corporate bully here.
And so they literally had a flash flood warning, and the next morning they fired the cats up and they went out into one of our cornfields. They went through, made a mud track through our woods and into one of our northernmost cornfield, and they basically pushed 8 inches of topsoil mud all day long. It destroys the structure of the soil and it destroys the biologics of the soil. And so that sort of thing, I know it was mentioned by a soil tilth expert in the hearings right here that the utility board had, said that could easily last for 9 years. And I've heard people say it can last longer than that. I asked you, and the Dakota Access liaison person says, okay, we screwed up. The crew chief knew he shouldn't have, the crew chief shouldn't have went out there and directed the cats to do the cat work. And so he asked me, what can we do to make it up? So I told him, man, I'm at a total loss as to how to answer that, and I haven't a clue how you could ever make this up. The damage is done. So I contacted the Iowa State Extension, and he said, yeah, there's nothing you can do. His literal words were, your soil has been destructed. Before we finished the conversation, I said, well, I might need you to testify in our behalf. So he says, oh, I can't do that. Iowa State University won't let me do that.
I'm standing up because of this water. All human beings, all life, everything that grows in this great state of Iowa needs water. Our minds, our children, our crops, our land, all depends on water. Even the officers standing over there wondering what to do, they depend on water. Their lives depend on water. It's going under this river. They told me it was going to go 80 feet under this river. They lied. They're only going 40 feet under. Can they monitor the pipeline right under the water? I don't believe so. They don't have x-ray vision. They're still human. But that doesn't mean that they can't make the right decision. So as long as we keep speaking up, as long as we keep standing up like this and uniting, they can never stop listening to us. We're gonna make a noise. We're gonna be loud. We're not going away, we're still here. And that's what we want for our water. We want it still here and we want it with us, fresh, clean, and protected.
We don't